Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back to another episode. In today's episode, we're going to be discussing whether the police are safe in Merida or not, whether they're safe out here or not. In fact, whether they're safe in Mexico or not. And here, I'm going to save you about 20 some odd minutes. Yeah, they're safe. They're super safe. They're crazy safe, especially if you're coming from somewhere like the US or another country out there in which the police are probably beating you over the head right now, for not wearing your mask or for not staying indoors or whatever is going on over there. But the point is that all kidding aside, one of the main topics and discussions that are always talked about here is whether or not Mexico is safe. And it's not just about like the whole the cartels and the violence and all that stuff, but it's also like the police. The police safe? Are they going to be harassing you? Are they going to be going after you? Are they going to be constantly bothering you and making your life a living hell? Like in some countries we're used to already, unfortunately. That's just the reality of it. But ever since I've moved here, ever since I moved to Mexico, and again, I've been living in Merida, Mexico basically this whole time, but ever since I've been here, wow, have I been surprised by how awesome the cops are and how amazing the police are and how how really what they do what they're supposed to do, which is be public servants and help you in whatever you need. So one of the things that took me aback right off the bat when I first came out here was the fact that I would see the police always helping people out. So if your car got stopped in the middle of the road, what I was used to is the police harassing you to get the car off the road and call a tow truck and figure it out, or they're gonna tow it for you, and it's gonna be more expensive and all this other stuff, as opposed to here where the cops are actually pushing the car and helping people out and doing everything possible to help them out free of charge. And that help comes in many ways. They're public servants. In fact, one thing that you're probably noticed in a lot of my videos, and maybe some of you guys know this, maybe some of you guys don't, but one thing that you might notice a lot is that you'll see a lot of police officers with their their cars or their whatever, and they always have the lights on. You always see police vehicles of all kinds always with their lights on, and you're probably thinking, man, is there that much crime or things going on out here? And the reality is that no, that's not it. What's actually going on is that they're just alerting you from afar, hey, I'm here, I'm available. If you need anything, you can flag me down, you can call me, I'm close. That's it. That's all the lights mean. The lights basically here, when you see the police with the lights on and all that, they're just basically saying, hey, we're working, we're available to help, and just flag us down or let us whatever, just we're close, we're safe. You're safe because we are close. So also to deter crime, if they got the lights on all the time, obviously no one's going to be doing any kind of crime wherever they can see cop lights within the distance. So that's also plays into that as well. So with that being said, there's a lot of misconceptions that people have out here, just because of how things are. Just how things are, because of how things are in your country and how things are here. So out here, you're never going to see the police harassing you for any kind of anything. In fact, they won't. Look, I'm not going to say it doesn't happen, because it does happen. It really does happen. Just like anything else in any other part of the world. But basically, how it works is that if you're like in an area like in the middle of the city. By the way, I'm going down 54. This is calle 54. I'm parallel to Paseo Montejo, and we're just going south and taking a little drive. All right, that guy wanted to be on camera or something, I don't know. But anyways, but yeah, we're going down calle 54. But anyways, like I was saying, so out here, let's say you're driving down the highway in the middle of nowhere, in Mexico, coming down through here, or you're in the middle of the jungle or Yucatan or some shit like that, and all of a sudden and again, it could happen here on the outskirts of the city. It could happen. I'm not saying it does happen. I'm just saying it has happened, okay? Where, again, this is not gonna happen somewhere like the city. You know, you're not gonna find something like this happening. I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna describe it in a second. You know, which is when the cops stop you to shake you down for money. But the point is like, you're really not gonna see this too much in the city. You know, in fact, you're not gonna see it at all. You're not gonna see anything like that happening in the city. You know, no cop is gonna be stopping you on Paseo Montejo, you know what I mean? Or anywhere within city limits, you know, to be shaking you down for anything at all, bothering you for anything at all, okay? Period, end of story. But if you're outside of here, you know, things, again, there's a little lawless out here in a sense, you know, it's good and bad. You know, again, there's a small, tiny, itty bitty chance that you'll find a corrupt cop out there, corrupt whatever, you know, just trying to get a couple bucks and shake you or whoever down for a few bucks. And then what's gonna happen is I've talked about this in other videos before, but we're gonna go through it again. But basically how it's gonna work is that, you know, let's say you get pulled over in the middle of nowhere by some Mexican cop. The Mexican cop is gonna say, hey, you just committed a certain infraction where you crossed over the white line, or, you know, your tag is not, you don't have a front tag, or you don't, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, you know, your busted tail light, whatever bullshit. And then they're gonna tell you, hey, look, I'm gonna let you slide, all right? Either A, you can come down with me right now to the station, I mean, so we can get this rectified, or you can just give me a couple bucks right now, like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 pesos right now, and we can, you know, you can just call it a day. You know, again, you know, the police officer will tell you, oh, you know what, I'm gonna let you slide on this infraction. You know, I'll write it to you, and now, you know, and again, you can pay it here, so you don't have to go all the way down to the station and have to deal with all that, because I know you're in a hurry and you're driving through and you're doing your thing. So what we're gonna end up doing is that I'm just gonna, you know, like give you, you know what I mean, the amount you need to pay, and I'll give you even a discount. Normally the fine is 4,000. You can pay it here in cash for 2,500. But anyways, if something like that ever would have happened, all you got to tell the guy is be like, first of all, get a muffler. No, but really, what you're gonna tell the guy is like, first of all, me no speak English, I don't understand, you know, whatever, you know, just say, you know, speak in English, you know, say you don't understand what the hell's going on. That's number one. Number two, you know what I mean? Then, you know, if you do happen to have some sort of communication with the guy, also then just tell the guy, or if he knows you speak Spanish, you know, basically you tell the guy, look, I don't have any cash, I don't have any money, but I understand that I committed an infraction, so you know, I'm not denying it, so please just write me a ticket, you know, write me the infraction, whatever, write me the ticket, and once you write me that ticket, I'll be more than happy to pay it, you know, with my credit card, or, you know, I'll pay it with cash, you know, whenever I get it, and I can take it to the station myself, or mail it in, or whatever. And that's it, and that's basically it. Look, I got no cash, so as soon as you tell them you got no cash, automatically they're disinterested. Okay, once they're disinterested, then the next thing is then you play their game and say, hey, please send me, you know, send me the fine, please send it to me, and I'll just pay it. Okay, and I'll just pay it whenever the hell whenever I get it at my address. And again, you can just give them fake address, fake this, whatever, even if they send it to you in a US address. I mean, seriously, what you have nothing, no reason to pay anything. You got nothing, you know, you're not forced to do anything, and it's not like the law in which you got to do something like that. So again, you know what I mean? So they're not going to send it to you, number one, all right? So you don't got to worry about that. Hold on. So you don't got to worry about that at all. So again, you know what I mean? Like, even if they were to actually send it to you, which is not going to happen, and I'm going to tell you why it's not going to happen, you don't got to worry about it, because even when you get it in the mail, you throw it in the trash and that's it. There's no repercussions of any kind for not complying, okay? So that's number one, okay? But anyways, number two, they're not going to send it to you, because if they do send it to you, they're going to actually get in trouble, because they got to fill out paperwork, and that paperwork is going to, you know, indicate, you know, what they wrote you the ticket for. And then when the boss, you know, meaning the guy's boss, all right, everybody has a boss, right? Once that guy's boss sees that he wrote you a ticket for some dumbass infraction, some foreigner or some whatever, oh dude, that guy's probably not gonna have a job. And that's kind of basically how it works. So you got nothing really to worry about, but you gotta know how to play their game. Otherwise, you know, you're just gonna give that guy a donation, you know, which I'm sure he'll appreciate, but I'm sure nobody likes to get swindled. Okay, so that's what we're talking about, that. So I mean, that's basically like the most difficult situation you're gonna find with them. Also, if you happen to get violent with a police officer or something like that, or anyone, then most likely, then yeah, you'll get arrested and you'll get in trouble. But again, you know, if no matter what crime you do outside of like murder, or any other crime in that, you know, in that department, you're gonna be totally fine, guys. So as long as you don't commit no capital crimes, nothing that's extremely horrible, then you'll be totally fine. And I'm sure you know exactly what I mean. I'm not gonna go through it right now. I'm trying not to fall off the bike here on these very rocky roads with all this traffic behind me and all these people not socially distancing. So anyways, all right, so I'm gonna wait for traffic to pass to show you guys what's going on here. So, like I said, guys, you know, the laws here are subjective. So, you know, now let's talk about the other parts of the cops. You know, let's just say that, you know, somebody happens to break into your home. Well, you're the one that's responsible for dealing with that. You know, you got to deal with the guy, you got to deal with capturing him, you got to deal with like the whole thing. The cops here are not going to do anything. All right? And that's part of the charm. It's not for everybody, but that is part of like the deal here. You know, basically, not only are the cops not going to bother you and not harass you in any way, shape, or form, but then, you know, you better not be expecting them to fucking do anything. You know, when people say something about like, oh, let's cancel the police or get rid of the police or anything like that, they should come out here and live in Mexico for a little while and see how it can work, you know? Because we still got police, but they're just more public servants than anything else. You know, you're gonna find tons of police in El Centro. You're gonna find tons of police in the northern rich part of the area, you know, to keep the riffraff out, to make sure that, you know, nobody gets lost, you know, to make sure to protect all the valuables of the valuable people. In El Centro, it's something very similar. You get what I'm saying? Where, you know, that's the historical center, they're protecting the tourists, they're protecting those interests. But in my neighborhood, you know, again, the cops show up every once in a while, but, you know, basically they get chased out by the people because the people are the police. You know, we are the ones that protect their own home and all that shit. And like, you know, the crime rate is lower. You know, the crime rate is lower when you know that every single house is watching every other house, and all the houses are also willing and able to cause massive violence upon you. And when the police show up, the police are just gonna, like, you know, like, if anything, they're gonna hold you down. So, you know, they're gonna hold the criminal down so that the guys can do whatever they gotta do. Because honestly, even if you were to, like, someone breaks into your home and let's just say that somebody breaks into your home, for example, and the police catch him and the whole fucking thing, most likely, unless he has a gun, which 99% of the time he won't, unless he has a gun, that guy's not going to jail, or he's not going to get in trouble. In fact, you're just going to go to jail for one night and be released immediately. So, you know, you got to know these things, okay? So, but again, you can protect yourself. Now, you cannot have a gun legally, okay? But you can have a lot of other forms of ways to protect yourself. As you see here, you see people that have, you know, they put, what is it, gates on their door. They put some security. You know, you can go as far as getting BB guns, machetes, you name it, everything but a gun. And trust me, you know, you'll be fine, okay? So, because, you know, like, just trust me, I come from very dangerous neighborhoods and areas, and I grew up in, you know, places like that, and I know what danger is. And out here you're chill because everybody's protecting each other, you know what I mean? And the cops, you know, they're here, they help, You know, if there's some sort of crime, some sort of anything, they come out, they help, they got machine guns, they got the whole fucking thing. So they're here to do a thing, and they're trained, and they, you know, don't get it twisted. The cops here are fantastic and they're great. But, you know, again, just like they let you do anything that you want, they gotta let everybody else do whatever they want. And unless they break any real laws that actually hurt or affect you, there's not much they can do. So if someone breaks into your home and that's all they do, there's not much they can do. Now, if they break into your home, they break some shit, they steal some shit, they whatever, okay, then there's probably some more repercussions and all this other stuff. And so that's just like how it goes. There's a lot of things, you know. Not only is there leeway with justice, but there's also leeway with how it's dealt, and so many other things. And so, you know, out here, you know, there is law and order. You know, right now the cops are more fierce than they've ever been in their whole life, you know, which is due to the virus. You know, now they're enforcing all these, you know, laws and mandates that other people are more than willing to let them enforce. But for example, I walk around everywhere, I ride my bike everywhere. You guys see me, you guys see my videos, and everyone's wearing a mask. I am not. There's a misconception that there's a law against that. Again, I prove it wrong every day. I never get harassed, I never get bothered. In fact, sometimes I see cops pull theirs down. I'm like, fuck it, this guy's not wearing it, what the fuck am I wearing it? You know, so that kind of stuff, okay? So, and it's just things like that, you know what I mean? There are laws and there are things that the governor and the government passes, but since government doesn't really do much here, not just here, all of Mexico, most people then don't really pay attention to it. And so then they don't have that power. The people are the ones that have more power than the government. And you can see it here. Because since the people have more power than the government in many, many cases, that's why they can't really impose much or do much, because they only do it when the people allow it. When the people allow it, that's when all these things are imposed and these things happen. You know, but for the most part, it's not allowed. The people don't allow it. So, you know, at the end of the day, you know what I mean? The people might not like me wearing my mask, but the cops can't do anything about it. Now, the people can. You follow me? So that's how it works out here. So right now, yeah, I am being a pariah, but at the same time, I feel like I'm trying to be courageous by not complying. And so again, we're living in a very different world and a different everything. We're talking about something very different now. You know, let's keep focused on what we were talking about, which was the police out here. So again, the police out here, it's a double-edged sword. But at the end of the day, you want to know if they're safe or not, and they are. They're extremely safe. So safe that they're not even going to bother you or help you unless it's something in which they're not going to get, you know, like, so for example, they'll help you push your car. They'll help you find somebody. They'll help you with a million things. That's for sure. They'll help you with a million things. But when it comes to, like, let's say, some violent offender probably broke into your house, you know, they don't want to get, you know, they don't want to get hurt. They don't want to get dirty. You know what I mean? So they'll just like be like, oh yeah, you know, we tried to find him, but we couldn't find him. Now, if you all of a sudden go out there and find the guy, and you fucking bring the guy back after he committed whatever crime, oh yeah, the cops will fucking, you know, go and, you know, go extra on him, and especially if you went out there and got him. But, you know, again, it's a lot of things like that out here, which to me is I love. You know, to me, that's something I would prefer to live in. I would prefer to live all right, I'm gonna wait for this traffic. I would prefer to live in an area, in a society in which everybody takes care of themselves, the community takes care of itself, and the police, you know, they're just there for like the heavy duty shit, like they should be, you know what I mean? Or to just help you with, you know, basic stuff, or to help enforce, you know, basic rules. So, you know, again, if I'm not wearing my mask in the mall and they're kicking me out of the mall, well, the cop is there to escort me out. That's it. You know what I mean? Because the majority of the people are telling the cop, hey, can you get this guy out? And the cop is like, yeah, for sure, no problem, we got you. You feel me? But if the majority of the people all of a sudden start backing me up and say, no, don't kick him out, don't kick him out, unless the actual business owners, you know, want me out, you know, then I can still stay there. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's very different, man. Things are just very more anarchistic than anything else. But, you know, at the end of the day, you know what I mean? When it comes down to it, I think I'm gonna make a left here, get out of this traffic. All right, but at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, you know, the cops here are great, at least from my estimation. And from what I'm used to in the US, that's all I can speak of. I don't know about anywhere else, but from what I'm used to, you know, the cops out here are actually nice. They actually help you. You don't feel threatened when you know, ask them for help. You don't feel threatened when you talk to them. You don't feel threatened when you anything. In fact, they're like your employee, but you treat them nice. You follow me? So in a sense, it's amazing. It's great. You know what I mean? You know, simply because, you know, they don't bother you, you don't bother them. You know, and where I come from, they're constantly bothering you. They're constantly here. Let's talk about a few other things, you know, before we end the episode here. But like, you know, for example, people are like, oh, the speed limit. Okay, well, the speed limit out here is subjective, meaning that, you know, don't go past a certain amount. But there's not going to be any cops, you know, out there with speed guns, you know, who's trying to speed you, you know, trying to whatever. So you can go as fast as you want, but it's up to you. If you crash, burn, and die, that's up to you. You know, when you see, don't go past certain kilometers, you know, 60, 70, 80 kilometers is basically saying if you go over that, you're probably going to flip your car and kill yourself. But you can do whatever you want. Those are just guides. You follow me? But no cop is out there, you know, with a speed gun, you know, trying to fucking, you know, like get his tickets or his quota. None of that shit. None of that. You know, if you're parked illegally in the middle of El Centro, the busiest fucking spot, the busiest place ever, you know, in the US, not only are they towing you, they're probably arresting you for even having the balls to park in the middle of downtown with all the traffic and all the whatever. Here, all they tell you is like, boo, boo, boo. Can you move your car, please? Boo, boo. Hold on, man, I'm still unpacking some shit. Boo, boo, boo. Move your car, please. Please, please, can you move your car? If you don't move your car, you're gonna get in trouble. Move it, please. Boo, boo, boo. All right, and eventually the guy moves it, you know what I mean? Because, you know, basically he was really only there for a couple minutes, but that's basically how it works. All right, so then I can go on and on. They don't have the power here. The cops here do not have the power that they do in our country. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? They don't have the power like they do in Australia, in the US, in Canada, and Europe, and all this, you know, that crazy power that these police officers have in those countries. They do not have them here at all. So since they don't have that insane amount of power, well, they can't really enforce insane, crazy decrees on you. You know what I mean? Because they just can't. And if they try to enforce some crazy, insane, draconian decree on you, like they have been trying to do in recent times, with all the pandemic stuff, they cannot do it. You know what I mean? Because it's just, you know what I mean? It's not allowed. The people don't eventually, you know what I mean? What you see around you is because the people are allowing this. That is it. You know what I mean? If you see a lot of face masks, you see a lot of those things, it's because the people allow it. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, there's no law, there's no anything. They can't do legally, you know, they can't do anything. I mean, again, the cops can't do anything, the government can't do anything, no one can do anything. Everything, in a sense, is almost free will. So, I don't know what else to tell you. Except, I think we're gonna just call it an end here. You know what I mean? We're gonna just, I think we've done enough minutes. Let's end this guy right here. Hey guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you did, you already know what to do. Don't forget to please like, please subscribe, please share, please hit that bell icon, but more importantly than anything else, please stay awesome. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.